Hi guys, welcome to home again. I'm Terry. Today I'm going to make this delicious berry cobbler. Why don't you come on into the kitchen with me and we'll get started. Well, as usual, I'm going to post this recipe up on the screen for you. I start by rolling a lemon around and getting those juices flowing. Or I'm sure you could use bottled lemon juice just as well. Next, I spread my frozen berries out in a pan to thaw out. These are the kind I use. I get these at Sam's Club. You could get them anywhere. I opted for frozen because the fresh berries aren't real fresh right now. We're in the middle of winter, so these work just fine. So I let them thaw out for a while till they were all thawed, and then when I went to transfer them into the measuring cup, if there was any excess juice, I just got rid of that, but there really wasn't any. I was surprised. So I'm measuring out to make sure I got a total of 8 cups here. And this is a big recipe. It makes a 9 by 13 pan. I spray my pan and get that ready to go. And you can cut this recipe in half if you want and just make it 8 by 8. I like to make the big pan though, because what I discovered is this freezes really well. You can stick it in your freezer and pull it out at a later date when you have company. Thaw it and put it in the microwave, warm it up and serve it with some ice cream. It turned out great. So it's great fresh and it freezes really well too. As you can see, I'm just spreading my berries around evenly in the bottom of the pan. Don't they look good? Next, I'm going to take that lemon juice and drizzle it over the top. I was worried this might make it a little too tart, but actually I think next time I might add a little more lemon juice. But I like my berries or my apple pie with a little bit of zip too, and lemon juice always does that for it. So it made it really good. Next comes our eggs. We're going to whisk those up real good. Now we're going to add to this big bowl our flour, our 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, and half a teaspoon of salt. Going to mix that all together really good. And then we're going to add in that egg. And you're going to want to stir this into the flour and sugar mixture until it gets kind of like grainy. And I was doing it with a spoon, but it just didn't seem to be going real well. And don't worry, I had washed my hands beforehand, and so then I just decided to dig in with my hands. I just wanted to make sure the egg was evenly distributed into all the dry ingredients. See, it just starts to get grainy or clumpy, and that's what you want. Then you take that mixture over to your berries and just start topping your berries with it. This is a really big batch that I'm making. Like I said, you can make it, cut everything in half and make it in an 8 by 8 pan. But you know, I think go big or go home. I'm so used to cooking in large quantities that I don't usually break things down much, but what I have started doing, like I said earlier, is freeze things a lot. So I made this big pan like this and I froze most of it. And we would just pull it out once in a while when we wanted one, or if you have company, you can pull it out. You didn't have to make dessert the day that your company's coming. You already have it done. And it was really amazing. This topping makes a nice crispy buttery crust. And even after freezing it and microwaving it, it still had a crunchiness to it, which I was really surprised. I thought it would get soggy, but it didn't. It's a nice buttery, crunchy top. Now I should add that when I froze it, I didn't freeze it in the pan. I cut it up in squares and then put it in Ziploc bags and double bagged them and froze it that way. Now I'm just drizzling the melted butter over the top. And it was so odd, I thought it would like absorb it. And it did eventually, but it kind of laid on top. And I think that's why the crust came out so buttery and crunchy. Now, if you're making this for a party or for company, you're probably not going to have to worry about freezing any of it, because I think it'll be a big hit, and I don't think you have any left over. Now I'm just going to wipe off these messy edges here. Like I said before, I'm a messy cook. And we're going to place this in a 425 degree oven for 25 to 35 minutes. You'll just have to watch your oven. Mine's all over the place, so I think mine actually took 40 minutes. But just watch it until it's nice and golden brown like this. Golden brown, and those berries are bubbling up. It's so good. And this is what you want it to look like. It is so good. We like to slice it up warm and serve it with some vanilla ice cream, or in this case, frozen yogurt. This stuff's actually pretty good. It doesn't need to be this brand, but we like frozen yogurt. As you can see, because it's half gone, put a couple scoops of ice cream in there, or yogurt, and sorry about the camera work being all over the place. I was tapping on the crust there so you could hear it was nice and crunchy, but I had to take the sound out because my husband had some music going in the background and I didn't want to get in trouble with YouTube for a copyright infringement. So here we go, served up nice and warm with some ice cream. It is so good. And you can't get much easier than that. Give it a try. Like I always say, I think you're gonna like it. Went back in for another piece for my hubby, and what I was really impressed with this recipe too is it doesn't get watery or runny or doughy or anything. It just is crisp on top, and the berries are perfect. It's just really good, and like I always say, so easy. You can't get much easier than that for a delicious dessert. I hope you try it, and I think you and your guests will like it. Yum! Doesn't that look good? I bet you can guess where this one disappeared to. Yep, down the hatch. And I'm going back in. It was really good, folks. Give it a try. Hey, any questions and comments? Just leave them in the comment section below. And if you subscribed, thank you so much. And if you haven't yet, I sure would appreciate it if you would. And if you give me a thumbs up, that sure helps out my channel because it lets YouTube know if anyone thinks these are worth watching. Thanks so much again for stopping by, guys. As always, I really appreciate it. Hope to see you next time. Bye.